Hey guys, so I'm super excited for today's video. I do have something a little bit different as I will be sharing how to do a complete and clean manicure on a set of men's nails. So let's get right into the video. Alright, so the lovely subject today is my boyfriend. His nails grow pretty fast and can sometimes get a little bit dirty, and I figured they just needed some fixing up, and I tend to clean them up for him on occasion when I see him. So I figured why not film it and share it with you guys, since I haven't done a pair of guys' nails on my channel, and also I think it's just really interesting and something that might help some of you. So you guys just saw his before. They aren't super terrible, they just could look a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to be doing right here. So because his nails are slightly long and he does like to keep them relatively short, I am just going to be taking a standard nail clipper and cutting off any of that excess length. I find it's pretty important to keep men's nails short just because they don't get caught on things, and it makes doing everyday life tasks just a little bit easier. And my boyfriend is also a bowler, so I find for him that shorter nails just tend to work a little bit better for that, and they don't get in the way of his bowling. So here are the nails freshly clipped. And now I'm going to be going in with a nail file just to round off the edges and smooth off any of those uneven surfaces. My boyfriend does not really like the feeling of a nail file on his nails, which I don't necessarily blame him. I have met a few people that just don't like their nails getting filed, so I tried to be as gentle as possible when doing this to make it as painless as possible for him. And like I said, this is just to smooth out the nail surface and the nail edge. You don't want that to be sharp at all, and this is just going to help make that nice and smooth. So I'm just generally going with the shape of his natural nail. I didn't change up the shape of his nails too much. He likes to keep them round, which I think most guys typically have their nails like this. So I'm just following along with that natural pattern. Then the next step after filing is going to be pushing back the cuticles. So I just have my favorite metal cuticle pusher here, and I'm going to super gently push back this skin on his nails. Now you want to do this very gently. You could use a cuticle remover if you prefer to do that to sort of soften the skin before you go in for this process. My boyfriend didn't really have much cuticle on his fingernails, so I didn't find it really necessary to do that. And you also want to be very soft and careful when doing this to not hurt them or damage their skin. As you can see on this pointer nail, he did have a hangnail that I think may have gotten ripped or stuck on something because it did look a little bit sore. So you also want to be careful with that. But as you can see, again, just super gently, I'm going to push back the cuticles and scrape off any of that dead skin. And while I'm doing this process, since it does take a little bit of time, I just want to say that I think men's hygiene, especially with their nails, can sometimes be lacking. And I think it's really important to just have a nice clean set of nails. I think a lot of guys think it's sort of weird to get their nails done or have someone fix up their nails. But personally, I just think clean nails look so much better. I know sometimes I'll fix up my dad's nails for him, and I just think it looks more professional and nice. So there is no shame in having a guy get their nails done, and I think it's just super fun and an important thing to do, especially for someone like me who does nails for their job. I am never one to turn down doing a guy's nails because I think it's really cool and just something that is good for them. So that's my little speech on that. And here I'm just cleaning any of the dirt I see under his nails to make them appear nice and fresh. So the next step in this process is the cuticle clipping. Now, like I said, he didn't really have much dead skin on the nails, but if I do see any hangnails or any of that white crusty skin, I'm going to carefully clip it off. You don't want to cut off any of the actual living tissue, so be super careful when doing this because this can hurt if done incorrectly. So I'm really only clipping off the dead skin I see hanging off. As you can see, this hangnail here had some pieces that I wanted to clip off just to make sure it didn't get any worse. So I'm being super gentle and careful when doing this and making sure not to hurt his nails. So I'm going to do this on the rest of the fingers and then I will be back for the next step. So next in this process is buffing the nail surface. So I'm taking this super gentle buffer right here and I'm just going to go over the entire nail to smooth out the surface and also buff off any of that dead tissue still stuck on the cuticle area. This is going to really smooth out the rest of the nails and make them nice and even and clean. And I find it really important to take the edge of the buffer and sort of go in that cuticle line just to really make sure everything is nice and neat. This sort of also wasn't his favorite thing just because, again, it's like the nail filing. So definitely be careful when doing this step. So since we just did all of that buffing and filing, I find it really crucial to take a rubbing alcohol spray, or in this case this one's just an antibacterial spray, and really cleaning off the nail surface. This will get rid of any of the dust from filing, as well as any of that extra cuticle and whatever particles are still stuck on the nail. So I'm just gently spraying all of his fingers, and then taking a manicure brush to really get in those grooves and remove any of that excess product. And then of course, to finish off, we're going to be using a cuticle oil. This one is from Happy Cuticle Co., one of my all-time favorite brands, and this is just going to rehydrate his skin and also make his nails nice and healthy and moisturized. So I'm just generously applying this to all of his fingers, and then I'm going to give him a little bit of a finger and hand massage to really get that moisturized into the skin. And also, since my boyfriend's hands are pretty dry, I'm going to be using my candiskincare hand lotion. This one is one of my all-time favorites. It's super thick and creamy, and I find it really hydrates the skin without being super greasy. So I'm applying a good amount of this to his hand, and then once again massaging that in thoroughly. And I would say this was probably his favorite part, just because it's pretty relaxing, and of course these products smell absolutely amazing. Alright, and after all of those simple steps, here is a look at the completed manicure I did on my boyfriend. So I really think his nails had a great transformation after these steps. This process is super simple, and I think all guys can take these things into consideration to really clean up their hands and make them look super nice. So I'm super grateful for my boyfriend being a good sport for this video, because I think it was informative and a good video to post on my channel. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you enjoyed, be sure to give it a like and subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next one.